Join us, sit back and join us as we take a moment to realize and reflect on what it is that dads do best. Whether you think about your own father or perhaps the father of your children, we want to celebrate their strengths and appreciate their goodness as we approach this upcoming Father's Day. And to help us do that, one of our favorite guys, I'll correct myself, our favorite guy.
Yes!
I mean after Mark.
Yes!
On correction.
So I'll be after Mark any day.
Relationship contributor and dad himself, Dr. Matt Townsend. I like this topic. I like that you're able to kind of shine a light on things that you say might annoy mom.
Oh, yeah.
But ultimately, our strengths dad brings to the table. Before we get to your list, finger.
Good, yeah.
I have a list of my own.
What?
Are you ready?
Yes.
Sit back.
Okay, let me just
tell you some things I think dads do best.
Educate.
First of all, dads teach their kids how to work. Roll the tape.
Yes.
Dads teach their kids how to work.
Yes.
Side by side. Who is that?
That's child labor. That's Bobo, Britain, I believe.
Oh,
that's my fourth child.
Look at you guys.
We're mowing the lawn together.
Okay, that takes patience and a good back.
That's why I have back problems.
It's all Bobo's
And that's why we
fault.
never got the lawn. This was like years ago. Oh my heavens, look at
Here's what else dads do. They teach their kids how to be healthy.
Yes.
How to take care of themselves. Cue the tape.
Oh, look at this.
I mean, this was before
This is my young family.
This is before you were a real doctor.
This was before, I wasn't a doctor here.
You weren't even
I was just playing
legit.
doctor.
Look at you.
Isn't this fun?
You were in a cap a lot when you were younger. I've noticed that.
Yeah, I did, because anytime my hair just looked horrible.
Okay, here's what else dads do. One more. They make holidays extra special.
Do they?
Yeah, they do. You do.
What did I do? Oh, we were doing eggs. We were doing eggs.
That is baby face Matt.
Look at my cute little
And all his
family.
babies.
That's
Look at
before I had
you.
glasses.
Look. Oh, really? You got glasses later in life?
Yeah. It was the accident.
Listen, you're a good dad, and I love, and I have loved over the years watching you talk about this role as it evolves. I'm not going to get too sappy.
No, don't go there.
But you are a great dad, and you know your kids as individuals. You celebrate them as individuals, and you've nurtured them along individually in such a really inspiring way. So thank you for that.
Thank you. That's beautiful.
Thank you for that. Dads do things differently.
Oh boy.
And you say that's okay.
That's okay. And it's actually, and not all dads are great. Just like not all moms are great. So when we talk about this, but there is some interesting research that shows that men bring really important things to the family that we probably don't value. And once you start to see the value of some of it, it's something we probably ought to really honor more.
I'm into this, and I agree with that. I think we live in a time where it's like, don't stereotype, don't stereotype. But at the end of the day, this isn't every dad.
There's differences.
But most dads show up in different ways that are worthy of celebrating. First, you say dads know how to roughhouse.
Roughhouse. We roughhouse so much better than moms. Like, what's funny is we're willing to throw our children in the air.
Yeah.
Most moms won't go tossing their babies.
Yeah.
But dads will. And so the interesting thing about this, though, is when dads roughhouse, we end up stimulating and overstimulating the kids. And you may have noticed that Mark stimulates the kids when you're trying to destimulate.
Gets them all
and put
riled
them
up
down.
just before bed.
But what that helps with is it helps kids learn to regulate. So because the dad amps the kid up and the kid can't fight dad, the child has to learn to self-regulate.
Okay.
So kids that don't have dads in the home don't know how to regulate emotion very well. So one of the things we're doing that might irritate mom is actually weirdly teaching our children to regulate.
Okay, I wouldn't have thought of that. My dad used to do this thing called the bear trap.
Oh, yeah.
Where he would prop up his leg and you'd stick your head through it and he'd,
We
and
learned
I
that in
remember
man camp.
bawling.
And
my mom would be like, let her go.
Let her go, you're a brute.
All right, dads can bond without talking.
Yeah, so a lot of times when moms want to get a point across, they always kind of go right through the front door and they talk. And if the talking doesn't work, which for a lot of people, they're tired of the talk, then men have a way to kind of go through the side door or another door, which is not talking. Men can actually create bonding and movement by just acting, by doing stuff. I can get my kids to open up with me by playing a game, by hitting golf balls around our yard, by playing tennis. Just playing tennis, I can get more information out of my son than my wife trying to talk. So there is benefit to understanding that when a man always wants to fix something, that fixing is his way to bond with you by action. And sometimes action is a faster way to bond than all this talk. Right? But we don't appreciate it always with the men because sometimes we want to talk too.
Talk it out.
Yeah, and we should.
Have you asked her this? Have you asked him that?
What about this? Talk about this.
There's different ways to connect. All right, dads turn children out to face the world.
When moms pick up a baby, they always turn it to their face. And then they talk weird to it. Hey, baby, you the baby.
We smell it.
And the dad's like, that kid doesn't talk. But what dads do with the babies is they tend to turn the baby around to face the world. And then they use the baby like a puppet, and they wiggle its legs and stuff. But there's something really symbolic about a dad's willingness to turn the baby to face the world. So kind of in the male world historically, the evolutionary male, we needed to see what the world was doing. That provided safety. So we weren't as safe face-to-face. Moms turn face-to-face to provide safety.
Yeah.
Now we're nurturing. Dads turn you to the world so you can see what's happening, and then that actually starts to create an orientation to the world. And so it's super powerful, and you'll see it. We'll talk about some other things that dad do that gets the kids ready to go out and succeed.
Look at me, you've got me going. That's
so
super sweet. Dads promote riskier behaviors. They promote riskier adventures, really.
We're willing to risk.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about it, it's all acceptable risk, but like we will throw you, but we'll play baseball. And I know you can't catch, and I'll still throw a ball at you.
Was that directed to me?
Yeah, I mean, I know you can catch.
Okay, yeah.
But so we're going to help the kids risk. We're
Yeah.
going to take them camping. One of my favorite TikTokers, I don't know his name actually, but he's a guy from Alaska that takes his young kids winter camping in Alaska.
Oh.
It's crazy.
Wow.
But these kids learn to be more resilient and stronger. And we need grittier kids. And so one of the benefits of a dad providing more risk, like, hey, no, you can surf. Get out behind the boat and let's get you up.
Yeah.
And that little activity creates confidence in them, and it also makes them toughen up a little bit. Risking and failing allows people to get stronger.
So it could be one of those things that as a mom or as a grandma, you kind of hold back and you let it happen.
If you've ever watched your kid fall in front of you and your husband responds much slower to the fall than you probably do.
Yeah.
You're going to immediately go nurture, and the husband's going to like, okay, let's check.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Or I'm thinking of the mom that maybe scout camp or girls camp. It's kind of like, you don't have to do, it's hard to send them out there, and dad's saying go.
Of course you got to. Get out there.
Yeah.
You don't want to look dumb. And obviously men can be softer.
Sure.
But there's power in the fact that when I tell my kid, you can do that.
Yeah.
I did it at your age, you can do it at your age. It's giving a confidence. We're actually giving them the confidence that they don't possess yet.
Yeah.
We're showing confidence in them.
There's a lot we could say about the world right now, but one adjective would be that it's competitive. It's competitive, and you say dads show up to prepare their kids for that kind of competition.
Men, when we communicate hierarchically. Women communicate in an effort, in a way to bond and nurture. So the words women use is always about measuring, are we good, the bond between us. Men, when we communicate, it's always about hierarchy and status. So when we're preparing somebody to succeed, we're always looking at the hierarchical components, which is the competitive world. It's how you protect, it's how you provide, it's how you preside. All of those things are methods of hierarchy. And the world, because it's hierarchical, there is an advantage to knowing and understanding a little bit how to navigate hierarchy better. And so it's not enough just to be nice. You also have to understand when to push harder and when to not push harder. It's really interesting to watch men combat men. Or men, not just combat, but men give feedback to men.
Okay.
It's all very hierarchical. If I'm your buddy, I can say funnier, stronger stuff. If you're my boss, I'm different. If you work below me, I'll give different information. So because men are hierarchical, it is one of the reasons why, for example, we have a harder time asking for advice, pulling over to get directions. Because why would I need directions? I'll just keep looking. And so the dilemma is, as a dad, if I can get my child focused to the world and risking a little bit more and get them managing competition and handling it, then all of a sudden their confidence goes up and they can take on the world.
In line with that, and in companionship with that, though, you say there is a layer of protection that dads offer.
We protect like crazy. And it's protection you might not know or notice even as the mom. Some moms might want more protection. But there's this subtle need for a man to balance hierarchy, but also enable protection. I want you to be strong enough to handle it without me, and I'll watch, and then I'll intervene if I have to. But you'll see men will be slower to intervene, because if I intervene, it'll lower your sense of self. So I'd rather that you can fight through it, but just know I'm watching. Men are watching a lot more than I think most women think. We are actually paying way more attention than you think. And sometimes we just don't know We don't know how to please you. We don't know when. We don't know. So this is why
Yeah.
Father's Day is a really cool day to go tell your dad what you love about him, how he's protected you, what he's taught you, what of some of these things has he given you
Yeah.
that is something that's taken you into your life.
Take a chance to say thanks and
Yeah.
to honor, back to that word again.
Yeah.
And I do think it's interesting in the vein of like, lifestyle research or family living. I think because women are often the ones lapping up that type of
Yeah.
data, we don't often hear about the data surrounding fathers. It's powerful.
It's so
like
powerful.
the research around a
Yeah.
dad is
And without
unmatched.
it is a lot of our biggest calamities in family is the absence of dad.
Yeah.
The absence of dad in almost every category decreases the success of a life, the education of a person, the lack of incarceration, or it increases incarceration, it increases so many other
Yeah.
factors. Health benefits drop. Dads are important.
Dads
and
are
we need
important.
to celebrate dads, or we're going to lose more dads. And we can't afford to lose any more
Let's
dads.
honor the role. Let's honor the man. Matt, thank you for helping us do
bet,
that
right?
today. Before we say goodbye, if you don't have a summer vacation plan that you're excited about, maybe look to October because you
Yes.
have a couples trip that you just announced.
We're going to Puerto Vallarta.
Woo!
Epa! It's going to be so fun. This is one of the funnest things we do. We go hang out. It's classes in the morning, just a couple hours,
Yeah.
and then you party.
Love it.
Party!
Love it.
Yeah, virgin pina coladas all day. So just go to
Clarification.
matttownsend.com and you can find our Puerto Vallarta trip. But it's really fun to bring your friends.
Yeah.
A lot of parents bring all of their kids, their adult
Fun.
kids.
Yeah.
So we try to fix them as a family.
I love that.
Super
a great
awesome.
time to connect and bond while you're learning from the best. So matttownsend.com. Those spots go quickly,
They do.
so be sure to reserve yours. Thank you. Happy
Thanks,
Father's
Brooke.
Day.
Thank you.